Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's live. I'm Samridhi, your cosmic soul whisperer, and every week we come together to navigate through the energies of the week by coming in and choosing to do this more consciously. So I'm so glad that you're here and you join me in this journey every week and whenever this feels right for you. So I'm so grateful that this week we're getting to tune into a lot of new energies. So this is the week starting the 10th of August. And welcome everyone. And so lovely to see you all here. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Vishal. Hi, Nimisha. And I don't know your name here. Luhar Lekraj. Hi to you too. So lovely to see you all here. And I'm joining live as always on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So as we start to tune in, I want to bring through a little bit of the channeled messages and the experiences from last week, while I would also invite you to put in the chats and comments what your week has been like. So, as I start, I actually had to kind of reschedule a whole bunch of calendars, a whole bunch of sessions last week, and I had to kind of take some time off for myself. So, that was an interesting part because the theme of last week was also that of being very grateful and fully accepting where you are in your timeline. So it was very interesting that I was trying to jump ahead a little bit, and when I get to that stage, every single thing on my to-do list becomes a big project, and I try to over-engineer everything. So I got to a point where I had to reschedule my one-on-one sessions. I had to reschedule my group meditation, which is, all of that is something I really avoid and try to keep only if it is absolutely necessary. But I came to that point where I needed to catch up. So if you have been someone on this side of receiving that message where you had struggles with accepting fully where you are and allowing yourself to flow with the moment, that's what that experience looks like. If you were able to take that message positively and you were able to travel and journey by just taking everything in your stride and accepting everything that is happening to you in the moment, congratulations, you did that beautifully. I didn't do it so well. So I was forced to do it because I was really trying to jump ahead of myself. And hi, Teresa. So lovely to see you here. So that was kind of like the theme last week. I was resisting the message that Spirit was sharing. But once I started to accept, some really beautiful things started to come through. There were some sessions, after all, that I could not avoid, and I really chose to do them and at the scheduled time that I had planned for my clients. And the overall theme in those was quite interesting. There was a lot of assurance about where people are in their journey, and there was a lot of like progress because one of these clients was someone who has come to me before, and for her it was almost like her guides were giving her a report card and showing her progress report saying, very good, you were able to manage this so well. Last time you had taken up this challenge, and this time that's completely clear in your records. So that was quite extraordinary to see. Sometimes it happens that people are able to clear and align their timelines in one live session. And most of the times, it takes a little bit of time for everything from the energetic realm to translate in the physical realm. So, it has been a few rare situations where I remember seeing in somebody's timeline as they choose to clear it, I'm seeing it starting to clear up. Other times, it takes us time to really apply that and remember that as a habit in our day-to-day life, and then start to absorb it and bring that change in our life. So this was really what was happening. But for her, in the matter of a few weeks, she had transformed herself so powerfully that she was really sitting on her highest timeline, and she was in the path of least resistance. Yes, she was a little bit nervous and scared, but she was on a path of least resistance. So it was such an honor to witness that, and it was kind of like something inspiring for me to apply and to bring through in my other sessions as well. So that was very beautiful. And then there was another situation where one of my clients was going through something, and she thought that the issue was this, but actually when we went in the records, the clients the guides of the client pointed out that that was not the real issue. The issue was something else. There's something else and somewhere else to focus on. And generally when our guides do that, they're always helping us focus back on ourselves. So it was that was also really interesting, how sometimes our analytical mind tries to solve it by taking responsibility for things that we don't actually have control over, and sometimes we try to not take responsibility of something by diverting ourselves to do some other project in the meantime. So that was a very no nonsense kind of a session where the guides were kind of aligning and bringing her back to where she needs to put her attention, her love, her focus more, which is on into herself. So there were some really beautiful messages that were coming through, and they were also messages for me. Generally that's the case, but this week it felt more than usual. It was the guidance that I was also looking for, and I was also receiving it at the same time. So it was fascinating that this journey was coming through. So if you have been feeling in this journey in this last 1 week that you're probably doubting your path and you're checking where you are on your soul journey, you may have received assurances or course correction from your guide saying you're focusing on this area, but actually this area is coming up as a focus for you. So there, and then the other one was like where you had there was a reminder of your capacity. So if you decide to do something, you'll totally be able to transform that area of your life if you so choose. If you choose the actions, the steps, the thoughts, the behaviors that align with the thing that you're looking for. So I know I'm feeling a little bit distracted with my hands, but I think I'm slowly settling down. So sorry if it was distracting for you all. So hello, everyone who's joining. So, with those carry forward messages, but the overall and overarching theme from last week that, it is the choice point of really allowing life to be the way it is right now, the radical acceptance of where you are in your life right now. That is the best way for you to move forward into that next stage of your life. Then there were some energies that have been stepping into this week. This week has been the starting of this week has brought in a lot of news from around the world that is related to massive volcanic eruptions. So I was thinking of the time when we had that in our previous experience, and a couple of weeks ago we were talking about goddess Pele, and she came in very powerfully in one of the sessions. And the next week she had awakened and brought her energy through volcanic activity in the Hawaii. So that was interesting, and the fact that all of that is coming up now in this year is really, really powerful. Even in the last week alone, there's been so many massive volcanic eruptions on the planet, and this is also still honing into the energy of goddess Pele. So in the southern hemisphere, where many of you are, as I am, it's winter and it is really, really cold this time. Today was a very, very stormy weather as well. And it was kind of a prelude to the calm that is coming after the storm. We always talk about the calm before the storm, but this time, this week, the message is the calm after the storm. Hello, Ashok, how are you? So it's very beautiful to see some of my family members join in as well. So that's one of the themes that's coming in. So if there are things that are feeling a bit messy right now, the energy is quite assuring that this is the prelude, and this is a precursor, whatever you're going through, to a calm that is coming after this storm or this energy that you've been in. I know that many people, so a few people, one of the people that I'm really connected with energetically was working with something happening with a family member. So that energy is coming through as well. And we're bringing in prayers for all our loved ones who are needing our prayers at the moment. So there's also that energy. Now, tuning into the collective Akash for this week, what we are going to do is we'll go into the collective Akash live. I will download a vision as always, And through this vision, we'll get to know what are the messages coming in for this week. So there's going to be a symbolic vision coming through from the collective, and through that vision, we'll also see some messages and channeled guidance coming from our guides, and that can help us navigate through this week. So my beautiful unicorn wanted to show up. That's why I was asked to make a tea like at the last moment. So if you're all in a position to, or if you're in a position to be able to meditate at the moment, I'd invite you to do that as you gently close your eyes. If you're not able to meditate right now, you can come back and listen to this replay again, but still stay with me in this journey. So those of you who can close your eyes, and those of you who can still pay attention and be one with this moment, allow yourself to really tune into the calm that you may be feeling. As you feel this calm, even if it is just an idea, and sometimes we struggle. Oh, that's lovely. Some of you are having tea with me. Thank you, Nimisha, for giving me company. So as we're tuning into this moment of calm, or even the idea of calm, the intention of being in this calm space, allow yourself to receive these messages. Now, as I tune into with the intention of connecting with our collective Akash for this week, and anytime you tune into this message, know that this message was meant for you. So, as I'm tuning into this, I'm actually starting to see a vision. Now, within this vision, it's quite interesting. Sometimes our vision world and our dream world can give us a very drastic or a very bizarre image. And that's one of the images I'm seeing here. I'm seeing one of those Egyptian feluccas, which is the sailboats, ancient sailboats, but in a desert. So so that's obviously a sailboat, and these sailboats are specially designed for navigating through Nile. So these are river boats, but they have no place to be in the middle of a desert. But here these sailboats are sitting in the middle of the desert, and as they are sitting here, it feels a little bit bizarre at the beginning, and as the sun starts to set, suddenly the river changes its course. And as it changes its course, these boats start to float one by one. So many things that are happening in your life, they don't make sense, they feel bizarre, but they are here as a precursor to something that is happening. And you're already in the right place, and the situations are just aligning their tapestry so that you can be here. So that's a fascinating symbology of the theme that we were already talking about. And now I'm seeing further in this vision, there are a lot of old versions of yourself, old parts of yourself that are reminding you of your joy. So some of you may be listening to some of your childhood songs, or songs from a period of time when you were really happy in your life. Some of you may have already been experiencing that this week, where suddenly you've encountered a person from a part of your life that was very happy, that was very fulfilling. Or you may be listening to a song, or a song may be coming ringing in your ear, and this song has been a very happy song for you, or from a period of life that was very joyful. Hi, Adarsh. So that's really helping us in reconnecting with the healed aspects of ourselves. Now, here I want to add a story of my sister. So, yesterday I got to spend some time with my sister, my nephew, and my niece. So, as my sister and I were sitting again with a cup of tea, she shared with me that she has started listening to certain songs from her college days, when she was in joy, when she lived a carefree life, and suddenly those songs are coming back to her. And I was surprised because I was feeling the same thing. I've been listening to some really old songs from my teenage times, and I'm also starting to listen to some new bizarre music. I would say bizarre in a good way. I just encountered a really fun Iranian song and I started listening to it. So I've been listening to it on repeat while I was doing my accounts. So it was quite fascinating how random things can be, but they're all these aspects of joy. Now, as that is continuing to happen, of course, we have transitioned through the 8-8 portal. Now, some of you may believe in the 8-8 portal and some of you may not, and some of you don't know what that is. So, every year, a phenomenon is believed to take place where on the 8th of August, a portal opens and the star Sirius brings us its energy, its powerful, potent energy that is about clarity of mission, that is blessings and healing, that is feeling aligned, and that's greatest energy for manifestation. That's what has been believed for a long time in the New Age philosophy. Over the years, many people have started to debunk the theory, saying no, nothing happens on 8-8, and there's this thing has been created, for fun, and there's no real evidence that this actually happens. Now, a few years ago, I think 3 years ago, one of the very advanced practitioners in light language came to me and she asked me whether 8-8 was true. And I said, why not we go and check in the Akashic records? So we went on an Akashic journey in her records, and what came up was fascinating. They did mention that there was an astrological importance of this period of time. It's generally an overlapping period of 2 weeks, but it's not necessarily 8th of August. And within this period, sometimes there is an eclipse. Usually there is a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. I'm not sure. Please don't quote me on that one, but there's some eclipse that happens during this period. And they also mentioned that this is still a remembrance of the template when in ancient Egypt and ancient cultures, this time was celebrated. So when you do something as a ritual, it gains importance on its own. And then it's like a shortcut to doing what your ancestors did, or what our ancestors did with consciousness and with knowing what they were doing. So it's kind of something that has become a ritual and an easy way for everyone to come together and to celebrate and observe this is the 8-8. So in a way, 8-8 still works, but it may not be the reasons that we think it is. So this is definitely a time which is a very potent time for manifestation. This is also a great time for letting go, because when you're manifesting, the new comes in only when the old leaves you. Otherwise it's too much, and then it can create some integration challenges, which means that you may be trying to manifest something, but that manifestation is feeling really hard. So if you feel like what you want, what your wishes are, it's becoming really hard to make that come true, know that there's some letting go needed in your energy field, because only when you let go of the old, there's enough space for smooth and graceful integration of the new energy. So if you've been struggling with this is one other tip for you. And the 8-8 portal is bringing in the manifestation energy. This whole celestial equation with the moon, the lunar eclipse that is coming. Yes, it's a lunar eclipse. Now my guides are showing me. So this is definitely a potent time of transformation. This is a potent time of manifestation. And I would say that it's always better to let go of few things before you get into manifestation, so that you don't have struggle with how it integrates in your life, because it's always important to choose a gentle, easy, graceful way for your dreams to come true, for your wishes to come true, prayers to be answered. Because if you don't, then it comes in massive ways. They make you realize few things about yourself, but they also take you through a detour, or they take you through a level of anxiety which was not worth it, or which becomes worth it eventually, but it is a little bit inconvenient or uncomfortable. So there's definitely that energy coming in. So bringing together all the pieces, you're already in the place where new things are starting. And so you may feel like you're a boat on a desert, but the river is changing its course. And you are exactly where you're meant to be. Some aspects of you are still catching up, while the others are already here. And the other aspect was also this that we spoke about, where you empty the space in your energy field so that manifestations can occur. Now, with these two potent messages, I'm seeing and asking if there are any guides that are coming through to hold space for us. And today we have our beautiful Arcturian guides stepping in. They stepped in so quietly and ever so gently that it took me some time to even recognize that they were here. So they are here, and they're here in their sacred silence. They're here to observe you. They're here to give you love. They're here to witness your path and to make it easy for you. They're not here to give you any advice today. They're not here to tune you up today. They're just here to let you know that they understand and they love you. They are here also to bring some light language activation. So if you would like, simply allow yourself to receive. If, for those of you who find light language activation new, just know this is the language of the soul. These Arcturians are speaking in their language, the Arcturian language of light, and that's allowing for a vibrational shift to occur in your field as you simply listen and your soul listens to it. So there's so much that's happening beyond the conscious mind and beyond our understanding in the super conscious levels of your soul. So if as you receive it, you're allowing yourself to get these messages, get the energetic preparation to make the most of this week. And whenever you're tuning into this message, to make the most of whatever is happening in your life right now. Alana si shikarasi takahi shasara. Hialana shika sakuduru shinasia sharasi asharakalana tuku shi sakuju sikalana shu sarasha a sarasha a. Yahashana sahi shukulunushu isarashana sa ashunusu ashunusu ashunusu. Ya alanasi ashala ana sukunu shuru sunushu. The overwhelm that can come from trying to do too many things at once. Yalana shukurunusu isha sarana shako sarana sha'a is being invited to a space where you can choose. Ya ashi alana suru shuku turushu sala anashi sala anashi sala anashi, so that you pick up what is doable for you, and most importantly, within what is doable, what is important to be done. Yalana shukuzu rutuku no shurusu no shuenasa. So if you have been feeling any kind of overwhelm in this phase of your life, know that you are so supported and guided in this journey. And as you're supported and guided, there is simply the best thing you can do is that there's simply the release of that fear and anxiety. Just ask, what is my greatest priority? Sometimes if you're in a space where you have a team, then your team can help you prioritize. And for all of us at a soul level, our guides are here for us. They're especially here for us to tell us what to focus on in each period of time and in each phase of our life. So if you're confused about where to put your focus on, and your days are just passing by and you're just getting through each day thinking you're not able to get enough done, this is time to just surrender these to your guide. Yalana shu usurunu. Each one of you who is tuned in is sitting here or standing here with your Arcturian guide. This Arcturian guide is here to assist you with being aligned with your soul purpose, being aligned with your ascension and your soul expansion. Yahana sarashuku la sitakoro no shu isahasha. Yanasa, you can ask for prioritization and support for prioritization from this guide. Yalanasi kuturushi isarasha, isarasha, isarasha. Ya alanasu kuturushu isalashu, isalashu, isalash. A beautiful a beautiful set of no, I can't say set when I start a sentence with a, a beautiful deep breath, and follow that up with other relaxations in your body. Because as you relax your muscles at the moment, as you relax yourself into this moment, the healing is being absorbed that much more beautifully. Now, I'm being called to pull up some cards for us for this week. So let's see what cards are coming up. And I'm going to the animal deck by Stacy DeMarco. And I'm asking for which spirit animal is here to guide us this week. So which spirit animal is here to guide us this week? Which spirit animal is here to guide us this week? Which spirit? Okay. All right. So the card that has come up is the wolf, and this is all about authenticity. So let me show you this beautiful card. And yeah, so I'm just going to quickly read a little bit from this card and tell you what this. And I'm just going to pick up the parts that are coming to me at this moment. So just one line is calling for my attention. So I'm just going to read that one sentence. We all resonate a frequency. If you if you are pretending to be someone you are not, you will keep attracting people with whom you do not resonate. It is necessary to negotiate a position with others sometimes, and there should be no anxiety about differences in opinion. So I think 2 days ago, I shared a story about Robert Edward Grant, talking about how if we talk about our life saying, I'm surrounded by narcissists, that's because you're vibrating at the energy to interact with that. If you have complaints or blame from the people around you, then an aspect of you has attracted that. It could be the exact same thing, or it could be the other polar opposite, and that's why that other aspect is needed to balance you and help you teach. So that was a very beautiful sharing by Robert Edward Grant, and that's why I put it on my story, which was about how we are responsible for the manifestations that come in our lives. And this is really such a beautiful concurrence from that, because this card and this energy that is coming from the wolf is also about that. When you really tune into the authentic aspect of yourself, you're very clear why you're doing what you're doing, and where you're very clear why you're not doing what you're not doing, there is a reshuffling that happens around you, and you start to have genuine, deep, caring connections and conversations with people around you. You start to feel held and supported by life because you're walking on your authentic path, and the spirit animal, the wolf, is here with you. So if there is a lie that you've been telling yourself, that you're actually okay with something, that actually you can push through something, that something is not that important to you, it is really also an invitation to come back into what is authentic, what is original, and what is yours this week. And it really aligns with everything else, because when you're in your authentic self, then you're a little bit ahead of the manifestation curve. And so then the river changes course, but you're already ready with your boat. So that's really the energy of this week. A lot of good things are happening, and there's also the energy of patience and required in this week. So I follow the teachings of Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, and one of his messages has always been Shraddha. His main message has been two words, Shraddha and Saburi, which means faith and patience. So he's also really stepping into this week for all those who feel aligned. He's bringing in this love, he's bringing in this faith and this patience to allow for grace to enter in however you're manifesting your dreams this week. This is also about dreams. I've been talking about dreams a lot today because this is a week when your dreams are starting to be realigned. There in a distant past, you had wondered whether that would ever come true, but this week, this period of your life is inviting you to actually step into that creation, because those many moments ago when you thought of something and you made a dream out of it, you made a desire out of it, you actually created something in the quantum. And so now, when it is actually coming true, you're just being invited to simply surrender and step in, authentically connect with that aspect of yourself without any escape, without any excuses or any fear or worries that are taking you away from your truth. Simply step into this new alignment and this manifestation from what you created a few months ago, a few years ago. I'm seeing for many of you, it can even be a sequence of eight. So, what were you doing 8 years ago at this time? So, what was 8 years ago this time? That was 2018 or 2019? please, if my math is not that great, so it would be around that time. I think it would be 2018, later part of 2018, let's say. So where were you in your life at that time? What were you trying to manifest at that time? What were your dreams and goals at that time? This week is that opening of that doorway. It's inviting you into the opportunity to make that dream come true. So I would love to know actually. So if any of you would like to share on the chat or DM me personally, please leave me a message or a word of what were you thinking of manifesting in 2018 that is still true today. And know that when you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or in replay, I reply to all comments. So, yeah, make sure to let me know what is that dream that you had in 2018, which is still true in your life now. And we're inviting the energy of the wolf. We're inviting the energy of the Acturian guide that is sitting with you, your own personal Acturian guide. And I'm also, and Sai Baba is here with us, Shirdi Sai Baba. And I'm also sensing the energy of Ganesh. So Ganesh is the divine beginning of everything. He is an aspect of removing of all obstacles so that you can have a smooth beginning. It is the rolling of the road and setting of the tar and setting up the road for you so that then you can walk on it or drive on it smoothly. That's the work that's done by Ganesha. So that's what is happening this week. So if you've been facing any obstacles in your path, you've been feeling there are unnecessary delays, there's lack of clarity, and you know what you want, there's clarity around that, but there's lack of clarity around how to reach it. This is also a week when Ganesh is assisting. So I'm just going to bring in his message. I'm going to bring in his mantra. um, वक्रकुंड वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूरकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवो सर्वकारेषु सर्वदा. So that is his invocation, and he's here with us. He's here with you this week. If this energy is new to you, you simply say, Ganesh, please show yourself to me and help me connect with you. Help me release any obstacles that are on my path so that I can move through this next phase of my life smoothly and make that dream come true, which I left open and bookmarked in 2018. So I'm so grateful that you're all here and that we got to journey so deeply and beautifully in this week's Akashic Live. If you would like to go on a personal journey and find out what is happening in your personal Akash, I won't just take you into your Earth lifetimes, but we can even go into your galactic lifetimes or beyond. And sometimes we go in other universes and other realms of creation. It's always beautiful. It's not just a session of diagnostics where we get to know what patterns are. That's also a healing session, because like language activation comes through, your ancestors show up, your personal guides and masters show up, and they also bring through channeled messages and healing energies to assist you to be on your highest timeline from this moment onwards and be aligned with your Akash in your highest timelines in your Akash from this moment onwards. So it would be an honor. I really enjoy doing this. And it would be an honor to journey with you in your records if you so choose. And this Friday, we're also going into the group Akashic as we go every month to see what is happening in the collective Akash and navigate through that in a new realm of existence. Each journey that we make is in a new realm of existence. And this time we may go into a particular constellation. I'm just giving you a hint. We may go into a very special constellation and journey into the planets, into the life, into the energetics of that particular constellation, and how that can help and align you with your path in this lifetime, in this reality. So it would be an honor to do that. And I do so, there are so many ways in which you can connect with me and connect with the work that I am here to offer. And I'll leave all of that in the comments. There's an 8-week intensive program called Live Your Calling. And that's a special journey to go through an intense transformation at every level of your existence that's impacting your physical level. Not every level, many levels, I'll just say that. Because we are still scratching the surface of who we are in this physical reality. So there's a profound learning that happens, and the outcome is always that it helps you align with who you are at a soul level and navigate through that and come back to doing things that make your life joyful, that make your life feel full and balanced. So many people change their careers, many people enhance their relationships with themselves, with others, transition through relationships, transition through health journeys, transition through their financial situation. So many things happen, and you know, each client is different, each journey is unique. So I'll leave the links to that as well in the description. And I will see you next week in another week's Akashic journey, and we'll bring through energies then as well. So, in the meantime, please leave me a text, leave me a message. You can either DM me or you can write it down in your comment in the YouTube channel, where what is that dream or wish that you had in 2018 that you are trying to manifest, or that is still true in your life now. And we'll bring through the energies of 88 portal and the energetics that have been prepared for us this week to assist you. I mean, I think you're already doing that. It would just be lovely to witness that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Matthew. I'm so glad you could make it. And everyone who's joined on YouTube, on Instagram, I'm so grateful. And I will see you next week. So until then, please look after yourself and continue to align with your dream. And I'd look forward to hearing from you. See you.